Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the Smart Nation NU Let's Learn webinar on Use Collaborative Tools in the Digital Workspace. My name is Karen and I'll be your host for today. Now, Singapore's Smart Nation initiative is all about using technology to improve the way we live, we work, and we play. Now, to realize this vision, it is crucial for our citizens to be equipped with digital skills so that they can take advantage of new and exciting job opportunities, especially during this period of time when many of us are concerned about our careers. Now, this is why the Smart Nation and Digital Government Office and NTUC Learning Hub are glad to bring you the Smart Nation and You Let's Learn Festival. Now, NTUC Learning Hub is proud to be the official continuing education and training provider powering the Let's Learn segment of this exciting event with something for everyone. Now, today's webinar is on use collaborative tools in the digital workspace. Now, do note that this session will be recorded. So if you'd like to recap your learnings later on, then please visit the Smart Nation YouTube channel. A recording of the various sessions will be made available about 2 weeks after the festival. Now, we'd also like to encourage all of you to stay till the end because we do have a post-webinar survey, and 2 lucky winners who complete the survey will get to bring home $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, today we're very happy to have with us Cindy, a professional trainer who has experience over 7 years in client servicing industry, and she specializes in delivery as well as contextualization of workplace employability skills. In fact, she was even awarded the Go the Extra Mile Trainers Award. So everybody, if you've got any questions during the class, you can actually just type it into the Q&A box and Cindy will do her best to answer them. All right, so without further ado, everybody, I'll hand you over to Cindy. Cindy, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Karine. Thank you for the introduction there. And hello, everybody. I hope you had a good lunch and a good tea, or maybe you are having a tea break right now and dialing in and joining us on this webinar. I welcome you and I'm very happy to have you here. Clocking now, it's about 300 over participants that we had and we are having right now. So there's a big bunch of you out there. You can see me and hear me loud and clear. Oh, I think I got a chat message here. I cannot hear any. So maybe you need to check the mute button on your screen or the audio button on your Zoom. And as we go along, I'll be answering any questions that you pose. I'll try to check my chat messages and answer here and there. And at the same time, I will also be allowing some time for Q&A later. So probably I will dedicate about 15 minutes or so to Q&A session questions. You can park your questions in the Q&A segment. And pardon me if I don't answer them immediately, because sometimes I may only see them at the end, towards the end of the session. So I will do my best to answer whatever I can. And I'm also being supported by some of my colleagues here from NTUC Learning Hub. They will be helping out with some of the queries regarding to the courses or you may have, or whatever you may have. Okay, so I hope you're all ready and I'll be here with you for 2 hours. But there will be a short break in between, a bio break in between, halfway through the session. And we are all here to learn about how collaboration tools can basically help us in the digital workplace that we're in right now. Yes, oh, thank you. But one of the panelists, one of the attendees said, "It's me again, Cindy." Yes, it's me again. So you must have attended the webinar earlier on, right? Yeah, good. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. And yes, it's me. And anyway, this is the second day of the Let's Learn Festival. So there are more webinars coming up for the whole week ahead. Do sign up for more. And I'm really happy to be proud of this learning festival. This is really one of the very first few times. We used to have such events face-to-face, right? And this is one of the first few times we're actually doing it, on Zoom. Yes, hi, everybody. So come in and join us, and feel free to ask any questions at any time. And I will do my best to answer all of the queries. So let me do my screen share right now, and to kickstart our session. For those who had joined me earlier on, yes, I was in an earlier webinar just now talking about how virtual collaboration can enhance and productivity. So we talked a lot about productivity. We mentioned about productivity, how some of these tools can enhance productivity. So this session, the focus is a little bit more on the tools itself and how it will help you in a digital workplace, that we're increasingly getting accustomed to these days. Okay, so today's webinar will touch on two topics. You notice I will turn my head sometimes to the other side because I'm looking at you from another screen. And I'm quite used to having two screens or two laptops when I do any Zoom or virtual classes, because I would like to see what I'm showing you on my screen as well. Okay, so pardon me if I turn my head, and whatever it is, do feel free to keep your messages coming in. I'll read them out as we go along because you can't see one another messages. Okay, all right. So today's webinar, the first topic will be to look at what are some of the productivity measurements before implementing virtual tools collaboration, virtual tools in terms of using it for collaboration and for work. In my earlier session also, I actually mentioned that, now that we are working all, some of the work that we are doing, and we are doing all virtually, and we are working from home, how does a company measure a person's or their staff's productivity, right? Yeah, so now we have actually a couple of ways to do that, but I hope you will bear with me because I will not be sharing this in too much detail because due to the time constraint, I want to give you more time for hands-on activities as well. And at the same time, I also will not be covering another topic. We call this topic using appropriate virtual collaboration tools to improve productivity. Namely, we'll be touching on virtual collaboration tools from Microsoft 365. Okay, so we'll be using a couple of the apps from there. I will guide you through to sign up for a free version of 365 if you don't already have it. In fact, even if you have it, you can still have a free version, and just use it until the trial expires. Okay, and just to have a feel of 365 and how it can help you virtually to enhance your productivity. Okay, so these two topics we'll be covering in today's webinar. We'll give about a bit of time for hands-on because you want the hands-on and do the sign up, to run through the apps that you have in your 365, the version of the 365, so on and so forth. All right, and here, let's move on to my ads. For those who have joined me earlier, and anyway, I think I do see some of the repeated names here. I welcome you back again. And that means that you have to be involved in my activities that I have lined up for you. I have actually prepared some activities for you because in a webinar, usually you will hear me talk and I won't hear you, but I want to hear you too as well by getting your opinions and thoughts on my collaborative platform, on my presentation, virtual presentation platform. Okay, so the first topic we are kicking start into looking at applying productivity measurements before we decide to implement virtual collaboration tools. So which type of tools should we use? Okay, which type of tools should we use? Or which type of software are we looking at? Which one should we decide what to use for on a company basis or even on personal level? But in this case, we are looking more in a corporation or organization level. That's why I think the focus later on will be on 365. Yes, okay. You have bright eyes today. Thank you. Hi. Okay. Some people are saying hi to me on the chat itself. They say, wow, good to see you. You have bright eyes today. Yeah, thank you. Wow, oh, you know I have bright eyes today. Sorry, I got distracted there, but I'm happy to see all of you joining us, and I wish to have a very informative session and hope that you take away something from today's webinar as well. Yeah, sure. Please go ahead to rejoin Balladine. Please go ahead too. Okay, here now. Yes, so question number 1 coming up on the list. Okay, forget don't go and Google or do any dictionary checking or go and find out from your friends or whatever. Just, I want you to think on your own, okay? If this question was posed to you, how do we measure productivity? Okay, how do we measure productivity in the workplace? If I were to post this question to you, maybe it's a colleague at work, or maybe it's your boss at work, they come in and ask you, hey, not everybody is working from home, and virtually all this digital workplace and all that. Then how do we measure productivity? Now, previously we see the person in office for eight hours a day maybe, and then they produce something, a project by the timeline. Oh, that's how we measure productivity. But what about now? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so for those who were in our earlier session, bear with me, we are going to use Mentimeter. Yes, but you must bear in mind that there are also people who just joined me, they may not have tried Mentimeter, so let them try this. Okay, so let me stop my screen share for a while so that I can reshare my screen, okay, to you all. So coming up on the Zoom chat, do watch out for the Zoom chat, ladies and gentlemen. Do watch out for the Zoom chat because I'll be putting the link to join my presentation and the code on the Zoom chat. Okay, so please join me here. Okay, please join me here. And here we go. Okay, I'm going to send out to all the attendees as well. You can go to menti.com and use a code 93266118. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to now share my screen. So to show you what's on my screen, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to look to my screen, here we go. So first question coming up for you. So the essence to a successful learning session by webinar is you as the attendees must participate. Yeah. So this is how we get you to participate, though I can't hear from you. If you can put your answers into my Menti presentation right now, and maybe answer by that. And this question, how would I measure productivity at the workplace? Okay, just to get some answers or some comments from you. We may find something interesting, and what I know may be different from what you know, and this is how we learn. Okay, we are clocking at 450 over participants, so you can see right now we have 30 over so-called submissions. Give them a bit more time to submit. Okay, I know that some of you, if you're attending a second webinar by me, I know that you're probably using Mentimeter again, but no, go ahead and use it because we want to give everybody a chance to experience and to give everybody a chance to use the platform. Okay, and oh yes, some of you have typed in the chat. Patricia Tay says, measure productivity by seeing the number of projects done, the results achieved. Interesting. She says a number of projects done, the results achieved. Okay, good. We'll give everybody more time to put it up. Okay, coming up some. Oh, somebody asked, is that my phone number, teacher? Oh, no, don't worry. Somebody asked in the chat because the code, he was thinking, are you referring to this code? No, that's not my phone number. Yeah, that is the code for this presentation. That is the code for this presentation. So if you want to get into the presentation and submit your answers, you go to menti.com and type the code 9326618. Hey, now that you remind me, it really looks like a phone number. I didn't realize that. Thank you so much. Chong, I think Wan Xiong, is it? Chong Wan Xiong. Thank you so much for telling me that. I was like, hey, what? Yeah, it does look like a phone number. How can I see? Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it does look like a phone number. Okay, to be honest, in the past, the codes were not so long. But I guess when they have more and more people using the platform, they need longer numbers so that the codes are unique to each. Target achieved. Oh, Juliana, welcome back. It should be you, I guess. I don't know. Is it same you? Hi. Yeah, I have 500. Yes, I do. Hang on. I will give a bit more time to people, a bit more time to pump in the answers before I scroll down. Yes, here. And how can I see? Oh, I need Umandam. You just hang on a while. I wait for everybody to submit, then I scroll down for you to see. Okay, you watch my screen. Okay, work done. Ling Hui Tik says work done. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, I already have some questions coming in, but I will pick that up later. So bear with me for that. So I'm clocking in at about almost 192, 93 submissions. This is quite expected because we have an audience of almost 460 people here. So maybe I will give them a bit more time to see the answer. So now I'm going to scroll through slowly, okay? Then we just pick up some key answers here and there, shall we? Okay, so let's take a look. The question posed to you is, how would I measure productivity at the workplace? Okay, how would I measure productivity at the workplace? So especially now when we are going into virtual work, all this work from home, right, and all that, how would you measure whether the staff is productive or not? So let's see. Okay, so some of you said by profit. Can bring you profit means productive. Some of you say value of output of manpower. Some of you said by the reports that you submit. Some of you say, can you complete the assignment within the timeline? Yeah, actually, I have a lot of, I had a very heated discussion with my friends about timelines itself, because, you know, sometimes timelines are set there. They were arguing in this case that sometimes a lot of the people that they work with don't stick to the timelines. But I do feel that timelines should have some leeway for negotiation. But well, in this case, does it mean that you are not productive just because you can't complete within the timeline and may need a bit more time? You know, so these are some questions to ponder. Number of projects undertaken, deadlines met, and the results achieved. Okay, good. Attendance. This person says attendance, 100% attendance. Then we're considered productive. Well, we each have our own thinking of how to measure productivity. Okay, divide outcome in dollars over the effort spent. Whoa, wow. I guess I don't know whether you ever heard this particular thing about, you know, I always hear my educator friends tell me, if I were to divide the number of hours do I put in to deliver a class properly, or to all the back-end work I do. Some of my education friends say, no, we can't, because we don't know, we won't be able to put a figure to our passion. Yeah, so that's what they were telling me. We won't be able to put a figure to our passion because we spend so much more time prepping behind the scenes to get to what we can see on screen. Okay, and right behind submit task prior to timeline. Let's see, meeting deadlines, being able to measure individual responses. Vivian Lee says, it's the value you bring to your table. Well done. I like that word value. Okay, finish what I want to do in a given time frame. Now that's a good one. You have a time frame, you can finish this, considered productive. Results, KPI achievements. Sorry, I clicked on that one so that you can see it bigger. Program tools, advanced office software. Wow, okay. Program tools, advanced office software. Can see how, if you know how to make use of it, it will seem that you're very productive. Maybe that's what this person is trying to say. Right? I have 240 submissions so far, and Boon Heng So says in the chat, in the digital era, use of the computer is already considered very productive. Wow, I like the way he puts it. The fact that we are using computer means we're already multitasking and doing a lot of things, right? But if we go back to the concept of productivity earlier on, I mean, to answer that, productivity is more than just using a computer, using technology. Really, we study a little bit more in depth in the course proper. Okay, so today's work, it must be clear unless it's waiting for reply, but at least an acknowledgement to indicate you're working. Okay, work done versus work output. I think if I scroll through your answers, I see some keywords there. I see the words like deliver on time, finish within a time frame, sales, results. I see KPIs, results, deliver within a time frame, a meeting deadline, and output versus input. This is interesting, employee satisfaction index. Yes, actually, one of the key factors to measure productivity could be this, because chances are if your employees are happy, they are more productive. Yeah, I don't know if you disagree with me on that, but I think it has some correlation. Chances are, if your employees are satisfied, they will be more productive at work. Okay, and I wouldn't say it will cause them to be more productive, but there is a direct link there. Okay, submission of your work, work more, sleep less. No, sleep is still important. Then let's see. Need sleep, but then you can have bright eyes like me. Okay, then after that, customer experience. My boss is very pleased and happy with my work done. Okay, many, I scroll through all. I think I am going to pause my screen share here and see what other things I may have missed out in the chat. Value you bring to the table, shorter time to achieve goals. Thank you so much. Deliverables, low MC rate, high satisfaction, low absenteeism. Well done. Okay, all of you. So I hear you. And thank you so much for sharing with me what you think are indicators of productivity at the workplace, how we measure productivity. So I think you are not wrong in the sense there are many ways to measure productivity, but I thought I'll just like to focus a little bit more about what the course itself might share with you on productivity. Okay, so let me put up my screen share at the moment. Okay, coming up on my screen share right now. Back to my slides. Thank you so much for participating in my Mentimeter activity. Woohoo! Yay! One activity done. And not the last one, definitely. It's the beginning, right? And here it is. Okay, so you answered this question for me just now. How would I measure productivity at the workplace? So I pick up what's like time, finish within the stipulated time, deliver the work on time, show results. So here, in terms of, I think, virtual collaboration, or when you're talking about a virtual workspace or digital workspace, the first one, the very first broad one, of course, we will be discussing more of this and applying more of this when you are actually attending the course proper, is you measure your staff's proficiency in using the tools that you have so-called asked them to use during work. Okay, this could be digital tools, it could be physical tools, but in terms of this, it could be your virtual collaboration tools. Okay, first, staff proficiency. Okay, measuring how good they are in using the tools. Are they very proficient? Even for Excel, there's basic, intermediate, advanced Excel. And so I would even consider myself a very Excel expert. But I think if you recall, years ago, if you know advanced Excel, maybe you're considered, wow, very, very good already. This is a really advanced skill. But now, as technology progresses, remember we talked about Industrial Revolution 4.0. What used to be an advanced skill now becomes a basic skill. Yeah, so the staff's proficiency also need to upgrade from there or upskill from there so that they can take on more so-called better, a more complicated, a more complex technology tool to help them at work, right? And the second way of measuring productivity is to assess the probability of investing and encouraging the use of these tools. Okay, I would think this is more in reference to virtual collaboration tools. So every tool that we want to use in the workplace needs investment, not just in terms of money, but also what about your time and effort in using, right? Don't you need to spend time to learn how to use the tool? You need to. If you invest in a tool that your staff eventually don't use or find it very difficult to use or not even motivated to use it, then eventually you are not getting back the returns from the investment. Okay, so two things to look at. How good your staff are using these tools, and are they really very, are they actually, when you look at the overall, when you actually launch the tool or you are looking at it in terms of profitability, are you actually achieving what you want? Okay, so in-depth discussion, and we will talk through this a little bit more in the course proper, but just to highlight to you some two measures that we touch on. Okay, so now you see this light bulb here means we got a ding, ding, ding. We think, what if, let's see, if remote working and digital workplaces become the new normal, what tools will we be using to facilitate work and improve productivity? Okay, so let's say, anyway, it's already kind of like quite common. It's just that now more workplaces have opened up and we can go back to physical offices more, right? Yeah, but if we really, let's say it's going to be on, and touch wood, hopefully not, but we're seeing the pandemic, still not totally over yet, but we are gradually seeing the rainbow. But let's say digital workplace is going to become the new normal. What tools will we be using to facilitate work and improve productivity? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to post in the chat itself. What were the tools we'll be using to facilitate work and improve productivity? Let's post it in the chat, okay? Now I'll read out some of the answers that I find. Okay, well, I also use this time to check out Q&A. Ta-da-da. Okay, I have some Q&A questions regarding 365. Choto. Wait, later I will help you answer, okay? Yeah. Choto, I think choto means weight, okay, because my friend always tells me choto, then I go and find out its weight in Japanese. Okay, let's see the ching. Let's look at your answers. You can't see what your friends have written, but I will read them out some ones. Teams, Zoom, real-time software. Isn't Zoom such a good thing right now? The reason why we're able to be doing this webinar in all the comfort and safety of our own places is because of Zoom software like this and Microsoft Teams. Yes, if not, we will be thinking, how do webinars, or how do we share all this information with you, right? Since we can't see you face to face. Yeah, good Wi-Fi connection. And Vincent Go says, SharePoint 365, your Google Drive, cloud computing. Lena Christie says cloud computing. We also have Zoom, Dropbox, Teams. Thank you, Mabel. Cloud, fantastic, cloud. What will we do without cloud? Without clouds? By saying that, I don't literally mean the cloud in the sky, but the cloud technology we are so interconnected with right now. Google storage, yes, a lot of storage. Yes, we need storage. That's why I have multiple email addresses with different storage spaces. And Dropbox, SAP ERP, SAP ERP, yes, that's true. SAP systems as well support us. Good ergonomics from Ruth, yeah. Good conducive work environment. I think that's one thing good. Besides the software that we are using, we're also looking at the physics of it. Right, screen, then I think all the answers here, great. Shared resources with security features, yes. So you all mentioned also SharePoint, you all mentioned also Teams, you all mentioned your Office 365 apps, right? So we're going to touch a little bit on that later, but because of time constraint, we won't be able to go through all, but I would like to give you a bit of hands-on so that you all can practice as we go along. Google Classroom and all that. Great. Well done, ladies and gentlemen, well done. Yes, okay, so yes, it is all these tools that you mentioned really, your Google, your 365 apps, SharePoint, OneNote, OneDrive, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, all your cloud storages, cloud systems, okay? And of course, the physical side of it will be unique equipment, a good computer, a working Wi-Fi connection, things like that. And also good security antiviral systems to ensure that your digital workplace is secure. All right. So over here, let me just share with you here. Okay, I have a nice little picture that I actually wanted to show you the answer after you discuss all this. Yeah, able to perform without supervision. Thank you. I wouldn't call that as a tool, but I will call that as something that something behavioral, something that you need to adopt this type of attitude to be able to perform work without supervision because you are working from home. Yeah, virtual collaboration tools is actually being used very widely now because remote working and digital workplaces are becoming like the new norm. Okay, in fact, I was I was quite amazed at some of the co-working spaces that have popped up over the years and to actually suit this particular trend of people working remotely. They even have we even have work booths, those kind of booths where you hide inside, then you lock yourself inside and you work. I actually wanted to try one of it, but I get a bit claustrophobic. That's why I didn't try. But every time I walk past one booth, I see, oh, it's always occupied. So it's getting increasingly popular. Okay, so let's look at digital, this virtual collaboration at the future. Okay, in the future. So what does it entail for us? We are looking more at cloud-based collaboration. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, do you use Grab? I'm sure you all know Grab, right? Even if you don't use, you know Grab, right? Yes, huh? What else? Do you use your Google Drive? YouTube, Spotify, YouTube, Spotify. Yeah, and also, yes, all these are very familiar apps to you, right? Instagram, Facebook, yeah, what else? I'm just sprouting out some of the so-called me. Okay, because when I say Facebook, my millennial participants will always laugh at me and say that Facebook is not what the millennials use, so I must use Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, yes, thank you. Disney Plus, your Netflix, all this exists because if you are using any of these apps, definite chances are you're already using one of their cloud services, and you yourself tap on this so much, right? You store some of the documents in your Google Drive, in your OneDrive, right? And share tools and resources in one workspace. You know, when I conduct training for my organization, I wanted to do a digital workplace training for them. So what I did was really I don't give them slides anymore. I mean, I don't give them a physical copy of the notes anymore. So I told them, you come to the class, I will share this with you in our workspace. Yeah, in our OneDrive, one workspace, or Sharepoint. So you come to the class, you download it right at the spot. So I don't give them physical notes anymore when I conducted the training for them. It's to gear them towards that. And when I attended classes at Institute of Adult Learning, and currently I'm doing attending classes with them, they also have e-learning platforms for me to go there and collect all my materials. So it's not, it's already very commonly used these days, right? And good thing is, no matter how many laptops I switch, I can use any laptop and access the same set of documents. And also, apps for personal life and professional life can be integrated. For example, your Word, Excel. Whichever PC I'm on, I log into my 365 account, I can find my Word document I saved there and my Excel document I saved there. So I don't have to be worried about saving it offline, and changing my SD card all the time. I use it as a backup. Great, so this is how virtual collaboration in the future will look like. The future is indeed, I think, going into cloud, doing all this virtual work. You'll be sharing all this with your friends or colleagues because you don't see them physically that much anymore. You are able to multitask or work on any device, and all the apps that we are looking at is now closely integrated to our personal life too. Hey, so now what we are going to do next is to look at, this part was more of the sharing part. I wanted to share with you how we can use productivity measurements to actually measure staff productivity, even though we are virtually collaborating. In the course proper, you'll be dealing more in detail, but I think one key essence of this particular course, enhanced productivity using virtual collaboration tools, is that you have case studies in the actual course to actually apply what you have learned to. Okay, and you will be working in a team, virtually or in person or whatsoever. So you're actually applying what you have learned. You're actually applying what you learned all about productivity to an actual case. And this is what I think is really good when you come for learning and you really learn. Nothing really beats working to collaborative to learn. Yeah. So this is a little bit different from learning on your own. But of course, we nowadays with learning on the go, cloud services is also very important to support all this. Okay, so here, I'm going to now spend a little bit of time on this. I do a time check right now. Oh, okay, great. So yes, so I'm going to run 15 minutes of this, probably or so. Then we can do like a 5 minutes bio break. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Use appropriate virtual collaboration tools to improve productivity. You have mentioned to me some of the virtual collaboration tools, right? And as I said in my session earlier on, we will be using 365, Microsoft 365 instead. So now I'm going to get you to, I'm going to just take a quick look at the Q&A itself, okay, let's see. Oh, Joyce asked how to install the 365 trial version. Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to install the 365 trial version. So if you don't have the 365 trial version, or you don't, if you don't have, I have a version because I subscribe to it. So the word 365 really means that you pay a yearly subscription. That's why there is actually the word 365. And you will pay a yearly subscription to renew it so that you always get the latest version of your Microsoft and your apps all in one virtual space. Okay, so in the course, we will be using we'll be using the 365 apps for you to practice on case studies, and you'll be producing projects as part of your requirements for the course. Okay, so here, but into this webinar, we won't have time to go through every single app. We will just be touching a little bit on each one. I think the very first step is to get yourself, comfortable with signing in into 365 first, or maybe even I should ask you what are some of the 365 activities? Now, I ask you different virtual different type of tools, right, that you use for work, right? Now, I only want to focus on Microsoft 365. So I want you to think, what type of Microsoft 365 apps are you already using in your work? Okay, so pausing the screen right here. Okay, as usual, collecting my answers on my Mentimeter screen. By the way, you don't, for this particular webinar, if you want to revisit later, you can always look at it later in your, in about 2 to 3 weeks later, the webinar will be made available on YouTube. Okay, so here we go. Now you have to wait for me to open up the presentation. Wow, I just read this person talk. She says to apply IR 4.0 in my workplace after hearing Cindy's previous talk. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so touched that you are actually applying what you have learned, what you have learned immediately. Okay, I only want to focus on 365 apps. Now, ladies and gentlemen, think. What type of 365 apps you use in your personal life or work? Okay, only 365 apps. So the same code, Excel, Word. So I want to see which one is the most prominent one. Forms. Yeah, I do use quite a bit of the forms too, to collect responses. Outlook, I use Outlook for emails, yes. Well done. Okay, we'll give everybody a little bit of time to submit. Be patient a bit, because patience is a virtue, and we have 470 over participants here. Give everybody a chance to try to play around with this platform. Okay. Yeah, for those who have already been through my previous webinar, you would have seen this particular presentation format, haven't you? If it looks familiar to you, for those who haven't, just hang on a while more. I will share with you why your words look the way they are in this particular presentation. Okay, this is to help me pick up what are some of the popular apps that you have. While I scroll through some of the Q&A to see. I thought I could answer this one. Ian Tai Xiangjian, I answered this one immediately first. What is the difference between Microsoft Forms and Google Forms? Actually, you answered this question already. The only difference is one is from Microsoft, one is from Google. I would say the form format is, if you know how to use Google Forms, I think Microsoft Forms work pretty much the same way, just that one is belong to Microsoft, one is Google. So if you probably, for Google Forms, you probably save it more on your Google Drive or then for your Microsoft Forms, you probably collect the information to your OneDrive. Okay, so Ian Tai, I hope this helps you. Basically, it's just different brand, but all forms. Okay, done. Thank you. Yeah, well, installing the free MS. Okay, maybe I should answer this one live. Yeah, actually it might. So, okay, that's why you use the web version. You can just have the account and sign in. Don't download. Okay, so let me answer this one like HB Link. Okay, so we're installing the free Microsoft 365 trial, mess with other Office software on our system. Because for me, I'm using an organization laptop. They already have the Office 2016 installed, so I don't want to uninstall that to install 365. So what I do is I just use the web version. So later I will show you what you can do. Okay. So if you are worried, then don't install, because they usually recommend that you uninstall your previous version, then you install 365, because 365 will ensure that you always have the latest version. So that's why they call it 365. Then you appear yearly section, you get the latest version all the way. Okay, so done with this one. Cool, great. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ian. I hope it answers your question because I used both before, so I know the difference is really in the brand. So good that you asked, which means that you are willing to try out. Well done. Okay, so here. Let's see. Okay, let me just look through you see 246 submissions so far, and my word cloud is still growing. Okay, I have one question from the chat. I thought this was quite interesting. Maybe I'll answer that later. Vincent Go is asking, what is the difference between SharePoint and OneDrive? Similar, sharing documents, but SharePoint, if I see it, OneDrive is more personal in a sense. Whereas SharePoint is really at organization level. You invite your colleagues to share, to look into the document. We call it I see it as a library where you park all your company documents there. Then your colleagues will go there to edit, upload documents or whatever, then share the important stuff there. Whereas OneDrive, I would see as more personal. Okay, so this is where I mean, as a user, I see it from this point of view. Okay, so over here, let's see. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you were okay, so far we have quite a number of submissions already, so enough data for us to see some pattern. Yeah, enough for us to treat some patterns. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, if you will see my screen, okay, if you will see my screen, you will notice I have a very beautiful looking word cloud on my screen. Okay, word cloud on my screen. So what is this word cloud for? You notice this word cloud has a lot of words, obviously. There are some words which are much bigger than the rest, right? Like words like, for example, Outlook right in the middle, which means that most of you have a lot of you, at least out of these 269 submissions that I have, a lot of you have submitted Outlook as one of your answers, followed by PowerPoint, followed by Word. So these are quite popular apps that you use on that you use in the 365 family. Okay, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, OneDrive coming out also, and Excel. Well done. I hear you. Okay, so this is where, but Outlook is really for email. So I think we will take a little bit look at OneDrive and maybe also at Teams. Okay, so I think Teams didn't come up here. Yeah, so it's somewhere out there lost in the woods. Microsoft Teams to the left-hand side, I saw one small little one there. Okay, Teams, for those who are on the 365 platform, chances are you already have used Teams for your meetings. Okay, so let me just pause my screen share here right now. Okay, still the words are coming in. Well done. Let me just pause it here right now. Thank you so much. And I think this is the case that we are actually looking, since you have voiced out to me that most of you are using a lot of Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, and also your OneDrive, 365 apps. In this particular session itself, we will touch a little bit on that OneDrive and getting you to sign up for a 365 account, just to have a feel of the interface, okay? So you actually do the hands-on while I screen share with you, and you do the hands-on. So you will have a feel of the 365 interface. It is definitely, I wouldn't say, because when you use 365 on your com, usually you install like the whole Office suite, then the programs is on your comms offline, right? But this is really online. Everything you do can be synced across different devices. Okay, so as long as you have the 365 account. So what we're going to do is this, because to be mindful of time right now, very good, we are out well on time, because the next part here is really to get you to set up and sign into Microsoft Office. So we are going to take, since it's going to, coming to 3:45 right now, we will take a bio break first. Then when we come back, we will go for the hands-on where you really spend time, go and do download or whatever. So I can help you troubleshoot or answer some questions, whatever I can along the way. Okay, so with this being said, the time now is about 3:45 itself. Let's come back maybe at about 3:50. So we will get it back here at 3:50, and then we will continue with the setup of the Microsoft 365. office. Okay, so I'll see you guys, ladies and gentlemen, back at 3:50. Enjoy your bio break. Welcome back, everyone. Gently welcoming everybody back after the quick bio break. Okay, wow, there are a lot of questions popping in. So pardon me if I don't answer all of them at one shot, okay? So I probably will dedicate more time to Q&A later, okay? So welcome back, everyone. And yes, are you all ready? So let me just show you a screen. If you're back, welcome. And we are actually on the topic of virtual collaboration tools, which is part of the course scoring and called Enhanced Productivity Using Virtual Collaboration Tools. You can find out more about the course by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to NTUC Learning Hub's website to find out more about what the course is actually all about. And I think one of the main key features of the course is that you will actually be applying some of these tools in actual case studies, or you will actually be going through activities to kind of like demonstrate the use of these tools in class itself. Okay, so for today's webinar, I'll be sharing with you, okay, what we have so far is basically to start up. Firstly, to use the 365 apps, you will need, of course, a 365 account. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so if you're back, everyone, welcome back to, I hope you're all ready, because this one, for if you haven't got a chance to do the 365 yet, or sign up for the account yet, you might want to take a couple of minutes to do so, so you can take a couple of minutes of time to do it while I answer some of your questions in the Q&A. Okay. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Okay, so Q&A, let's see. I will put it here to say here. Okay, some of the questions regarding, I think, the LHub courses or the LHub Go courses, I will probably activate the help of my colleagues to answer that. So I think there was a question that popped up quite a few times, right? To say that how to install and how long can we use the free one. The free Microsoft 365 version is only 1 month, which is about 30 days, 1 month. Okay, so 1 month for you to try out before you decide you want to subscribe or not. Okay, yeah, so I don't know about I cannot remember the actual subscription cost, but it's 1 month for the trial version. So let me answer, I already answered this particular question and then it's done. Okay, so let's see. Can you guide me on how to sign? Sure, that's what we're going to do right now. Thank you, Ruth. Can you guide me on how to sign up and sign in? So first things first, you need a Microsoft Office 365 account. So you've got to go to the web version, which is the www.office.com and select sign in. Okay, so I have a screenshot next slide to show you where you look at. You enter your email address and the password, or if you ask for the trial version, you go and set up your own email. So they will give you a Microsoft email, to set up the account. So here, the name of the account that you're signing is displayed at the header. Okay, and then also you can select, once you're in your account itself, you will see the apps that you can use on the left-hand side. All right. Okay, so this is where you go to, ladies and gentlemen. Now I will you can take a couple of minutes. Please go to office.com, www.office.com, and click on the sign in. All right. Or if you already have an account, if not, you sign up for the free version of Office. Okay. If you already have an existing Microsoft account, you just click on sign in and put your email and password, or Aubrey, Joyce, right? Yeah, you already have your existing Microsoft account. Please do so. Okay. Now you just need to click on sign in. For those who don't have this, the Office version, just click on sign up for the free version. You will get a 30 days free trial version before they disable it. Then they ask you to go and subscribe. Okay, so that's how it usually works. You know how trial products are, right? And of course, Microsoft, but I got no regrets using 365. I mean, I really like the apps a lot, and I use it quite often for my daily work. So for the purpose of this webinar, I set up one so that you will see my account is quite clean. Quite clean. No. So I just wanted to show you how the interface of it will look like. Then a lot of this is really through practice. we wanted to give you a chance to practice that. So while waiting for the rest of you to sign up for the account, let me just take a look at some of the Q&A questions. Maybe I would have missed out all of it. Let's see. Can you show the previous slide? Sure. Okay, and just in case, Pun Chuan, just in case you worry you missed out something on my slide, sorry, you missed out something on my slide, right? The slides, I think, and the recording of the webinar will be made available to you about 2 to 3 weeks after the event, after the whole Learning Festival ends. All right, so I'll look through the Q&A first while you all get a chance to sign up. Do we need to install this question, Tang T, do we need to install if we already have 365? Means you already have an account, right? You don't need to. Just sign into your account. Just sign into your account. Okay, sign into your 365 account. Oh, would there be any discount if you like to subscribe for long term? Yeah, Richard, that one I wouldn't know. Need to ask Microsoft because they are the ones who decide. Okay, they are the ones who decide. But sometimes when you buy new laptop, you notice some new laptops, they will throw in the Microsoft 365 subscription free 1 year for you. Then after 1 year, you still have to renew. Okay, so when I bought a new laptop, I had the 1 year free subscription for Microsoft. They throw into the laptop also. Then after that, I renew. Okay. Okay, over here, if I have installed my 365, can I use the same software to install? Actually, to me, it depends on what type of license you buy, I think, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so what is the difference between 365? Okay, Shirley Chua, what is the difference between Office 365 and Microsoft 2019 and 2016? Actually, I would say Office 365 is really the virtual workspace where you can collaborate much easier. Okay, but the word 365 suggests that since it's a yearly subscription, you will always be kind of like getting the latest version of the Word, the Excel, the PowerPoint. That's what it actually means. Okay, by 365. So the differences is basically the interface. I would say when you use 365, you are really tapping on the virtual collaboration properties of the app itself, because that's what we want to emphasize here. But if we're talking about the interface, whether the app, let's say Word 2019 and Word on 365 got difference or not much. Okay. Okay, so everybody all right? Yeah, let's see. Okay, so let me show you. I hope you all got a chance to go and sign up for a free account. If you don't have, just sign in. Okay, so here, this is the sign up page where you can go to get the sign in or the free version. So how does it look like? Okay, I show you I sign into my own 365 account, so you can take a look at the right hand. The apps are the interface of my account. Okay, so I pause my screen share here for a while I reshare. Okay, let's see. Let me see this one. Okay, I'm sharing my screen right now to show. I already signed in, so as to show you how my Office 365 account looks like. And to answer your question, Casey, no, I pay for the license. I still have to subscribe to it. Okay, here, let me share my screen over here. So ladies and gentlemen, if you look to my screen right now, okay, so I've already signed into my 365 account, so you can see my name, Cindy HHD, okay? So this is my name that I'm signing with. So on the left-hand side of my screen, ladies and gentlemen, though depending on what device you are using, I'm using a Windows laptop, or if you are using a Mac or maybe some other device, the interface might look slightly different, but I have the apps appearing on the left-hand side of my screen here. Okay, so here we have your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint, then your Outlook, so all on the same page of this account. So whatever you click on it, it will lead you there. So it's really we call it a one-stop shop. I know, to get to all this. Very similar to your Gmail, to your Google account, right? And OneNote. And this SharePoint, Teams, Sway. Okay, I will touch a little bit on Sway, though we won't probably have time to do much of a hands-on there. Okay, so Serene Handphone 365 is saying, do you mean you are downloading the app 365? Or if you are Serene, if that's the case, usually definitely handphone interface will be different from the laptop one. But the account you use to sign in should be the same. That's the question you're asking, Serene. Okay. Yeah, so I was looking at the chat and Serene messaged me. So these are some of the apps that we are looking at. I think you will not find all this unfamiliar. Okay, you will not find all this unfamiliar itself. Okay, so here, this is where this is quite clean because it's my account that I publicly set up to do a demonstration. So I just wanted you to have a feel of Office 365 platform. But what has this got to do with the course purpose? So because when you're in the class itself, the tools you will be using all come from here. So likely you'll be given, if I am correct, unless my colleagues will correct me later, but if I'm not wrong, you'll be given demo accounts to work with, to collaborate with your classrooms, with your classmates on projects, in the course. So it's like you are actually practicing it and using it in the class itself for your virtual collaboration. Like, of course, in the webinar, because it's more of a one-way thing, you can only see me demo and I allow you to try, right? So this is where all the apps you come in. So let me pause my screen share here and get back to you to see whether you have any Q&A here. Yes, let's see. I tried to save, I have problems saving it. Okay. Office 365 doesn't have a SharePoint app. It does have, okay. Let me just take a look. Okay, I have a couple of questions coming in. I will selectively answer some, then I can actually answer the rest in the Q&A later. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on. Okay, since I assume you have set up the 365 or you already can sign in already. Okay, Ching Lok Ko, what yours is the home version. Home version means you have Ching Lok, yours is 365. Do you follow my instructions to sign up? Oh, okay. Boon Heng so says very important. In 1 month free trial, you decide not to subscribe, the files you save in the cloud will be there. It will be there if you decide to subscribe. That's the reason why you have to keep the subscription there. Very much like your iCloud, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me do my screen share right here. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, and let's show you a little bit more features of the 365 from my slides. Okay, so over here, SharePoint. SharePoint will be one of the apps, 365 apps that we are using in the course. Okay, but I'll share with you a little bit more what SharePoint does. Okay, so first things first, it is a cloud-based storage. We heard the word cloud. Just now I asked you, right, whether you use Grab, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook, all these are actually riding on cloud services. And I think I missed out one chat message earlier on. I think one of the attendees actually mentioned, if everything is on cloud, won't it be very unsafe? That's why, like, if we talked about industrial revolution 4.0 earlier, and how this has led to creation of new jobs. A lot of jobs now are being demanded in the cybersecurity sector because of all these cloud storage systems that we are using in our workplace now. We need people who are qualified to be able to know how to defend the system from hackers and so on and so forth. Okay, so cloud is a cloud-based service for organizations itself. So in my organization, we use a lot of the SharePoint. Okay, share and manage content, knowledge, and applications. I have the organization I work with has a library in which we call it the SharePoint library, and then we put all our documents that we need for work there, so that in case one of us is not around at work, the person who is taking over my role knows where to look for the documents. It doesn't have to call me up, hey, where is the documents, can send to me, email, no need, just go to the SharePoint to look. Okay, so important is high security. Files can be encrypted, scan for viruses, and reduce chances of losing data from files. Okay, so the security reason is why a lot of so-called organizations like to use 365 SharePoint. Okay, OneDrive is similar. I would see OneDrive as more of personal. In a way, I find that so. Okay, so here, someone to tell you about SharePoint. In case Sway, I hope this never happens. I hope this never happens, but accidentally deleted or there's malicious software affected, you can restore files. Okay, we all know how painful it is. If you're unluckily, click on the delete button, you delete the file, you cannot retrieve the files that you want, the precious files, your precious data. So it can help in this case for the restoration of files. Specify access permissions and block external sharing. So you keep the file within the organization itself. Okay, so I will just go back to you to let you show. Hi, Joyce. Yes, you want to see this slide, right? So I just share with you this one. This is one of the, she has asked to show the first slide on cloud. Don't worry too much because we will be able to share with you a copy of these slides about 2 to 3 weeks later, plus the recording of the webinar. Okay. And we were talking about how painful it is, right? If you accidentally delete files, it can happen. Sometimes you click too quickly. Okay, thank you. And most importantly, you can collaborate all on a single version. So we don't have to worry about compatibility issues here. Okay, so this is how a sample document library will look like. When you're actually doing right now, you don't see much in you don't see my SharePoint libraries because it's, I purposely set it up, and since it's meant to, and for PDPA purposes, I can't list out the files I share there. So I took a snapshot, a sample copy of what document sharing can look like in SharePoint. Okay, we have a library, maybe you're from the marketing department. Okay, you can share all your different presentations and Word files all here in the SharePoint document library. Okay, and also the SharePoint document library, some key features. It allows you to create, collaborate, co-author, share documents with staff in the same department of different departments. Super useful. Okay, so all from the same department, we give you access to this SharePoint set of this SharePoint library. You go in, pick up whatever documents you need, you edit, you put back there, upload back there. Okay, you control who has access to the library. Very important, because if you're not from my department, you don't need to see what my department documents are, right? Yeah, track the activity of the file. So whoever last updated it will be seen there. Okay, so now we will practice more on OneDrive. Okay, OneDrive. So on the left taskbar, cannot find SharePoint. Okay, we focus on the OneDrive, don't worry, yeah? Okay, so here, personal cloud storage space, very similar to your Google Drive. Okay, upload your files from the desktop, or in this case, I create a file in the OneDrive itself, and then I can share with my friends also can. Okay, you can share files and give permission for others to work on the documents at the same time. So imagine if I got friends all over Singapore, and I say, hey, we need to write a speech for these persons where coming out. We will need to write a speech for an event, but we don't want to meet in person. How can we do it? I need your contribution, so I can put up a file in this OneDrive and get you all to collaborate on it. Okay, so we can sync it to ensure that whichever laptop that I go in, as long as I sign into my OneDrive account from whichever laptop, I will be able to access the file. Okay, so now demonstration, let's try this out. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, I'll just do a simple one, then I'll give you like 15 minutes or so to go and try out, maybe 10 to 15 minutes or so to go and try out on your own. You can just put any file that you like onto your own OneDrive and have a feel of how it is like. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause my screen share here and share back my screen. Ta-da! Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, I'll go back to, let me just sign in from here first to make sure that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, now let's look at my screen here. Left-hand side, you will see that OneDrive is this little cloud icon here. Ching, ching, ching. Okay, so let's click on it. It will lead you to the OneDrive page. That's where you put all your documents. So I just not for fun. I created something here. But this is technically your drive already. Your drive on the cloud. So if you want to upload files, you can see my page clearly. Just make sure we'll just do a simple one to make sure you know where to go to. Okay, you can create something new here, or you can upload something from your PC or your laptop from here. So let's for example, maybe we can try uploading something. I've created some test files. Okay, so let's do this. We can upload a folder. Okay, so I will go and search for the folder that I want to upload. So I've created, for the purpose of this webinar, I've created basically a demo one. So this demo folder, I upload here. Okay, this will upload all files from webinar demo. Only do this if you trust the site. So just click upload. Okay, and you will be able to see the folder here. So it's quite straightforward. So just tap on it. Okay, and then these are the test files that I have. Okay, in this. And I can immediately, this is already in my OneDrive. So I'm going to, if I were to switch my computer, in fact, I have 3 laptops at home. So I work on either one laptop and I just retrieve the things that I need, then I save it back there. Okay, so this is why cloud-based storage is really useful. Okay, so if you want to create something new, let's take a look at the left-hand side, this new button. Maybe we can create a new Word document, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's do something. Maybe I'll just say testing. This is a new Word document, so I'm going to just type something. Hi, everyone. Okay. So welcome to the Smart Nation webinar. Okay. Just a simple words. So now the thing about this is maybe I'm preparing a speech, and sometimes we have 4 people working together. In the past, I will need to do my portion, then I email to the fella, then I wait for the fella to edit back, then send back to me. Then after that, the second fella sent to me back, I got to check again, give to the third person. Then ding dong here, very silo way of working, but now no longer like this. So if I want people to edit my document, right, I can just click on share and send to the people I want to delete to. So remember to change the permission. Okay. For example, if I only want the person, if I don't want the person to edit, only to read, I must not allow the editing segment. But if not, I just send it to anyone with the link. Okay, I'm not going to send to anybody now, of course. I just want to show you how it works. Okay, just click on share and you can allow people, to come in to edit the document real time. Okay, yes, you can. Okay, so over here. So you can even copy this link, okay, and just send it to the person and just send the link separately to the person to edit. Okay, or you can send this through your Microsoft Outlook if you are using this in your company email. Okay, so generally this is I would see as more personal in the sense that a lot of my company documents and the PowerPoint that I work on is all on mostly on we are using the Sharepoint to upload already. So we don't do this. So it's like more like personal. If I want to share with my friends, ask them to edit. Okay, so I will share the document with my friends, then get them to edit real time. And then after I find that the final copy is okay, I will disable the sharing. Okay, so now I'm going to pause my screen share here for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now it is your time to practice. Okay, you practice, then you will know, you get a feel of it. Okay, it doesn't matter if you don't get it right the first time, practice a couple more times to do it. So let's try this. Okay, let me look at some chat questions here first. Okay, so let's maybe if you don't have a file that you want to find on OneDrive, you can just do the first one, upload a file and upload a folder. That should be pretty simple. Okay, if you really want to try to see whether, just for, provided it's a file that you really want your friend to edit. So how I normally test out is I'll send it to a friend and tell you, you try to see whether you can open the file, just to get you all to hands on a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Let me just take a look at some of the chat messages. Okay. Let me answer live this question. Rowena, is SharePoint like Google Word where I can see the editing done by my colleagues real time? Okay, there's Rowena, there's a few ways I look at it. The way you asked, I'm just trying to visualize. For me, I will go to the SharePoint, download the documents that I want to edit. Then I will do it. Then after that, when I'm done, I just save. It's auto save back into my SharePoint. But sometimes what happens is that the danger is that sometimes my colleagues accidentally edit what I want to put there, or maybe they edit things that they're not supposed to be edited. So normally for me, we practice this. We will download a offline copy of it, edit whatever you want, then we share, and then we put back into SharePoint. So everybody has the updated copy, just in case. We're a bit more cautious in this case, you know. So, but yes, if you are like basically, if you are using SharePoint, you download the document or PowerPoint from there, they edit immediately, you can save back there. So I hope it answers your question. Okay. Okay, thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee Xia Cheng. Thank you so much. Okay, yellow, Rowena, what we override each other. The better way, Rowena, is to download into your PC, then you then you save as a separate copy into the SharePoint. For work safer, I think, in this way, because it can be important documents. This is how I practice it in my workplace. I do want to edit my colleagues' document, but just to ensure that the edits are something that's accepted, I will ensure I download an offline copy of it. I update it I edit it already, then save back into SharePoint. Okay. Okay, very good. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. I think my colleagues have helped to answer some questions. Very good. So thank you so much. And I'll look through the chat. So ladies and gentlemen, let me just run through the chat to see if there are any queries. Aubrey, thank you. Good. You're done. Great. Managed to share? Yeah. After you are done, Aubrey Joyce managed to share the file. It's quite simple, right? Quite easy. Pretty much like Google Docs and all that. So, but it's so useful. After click OneDrive, it's asking the account. Then you key in you must key in this account name and password, Santil Kumar. Okay, very good. Let's see. I do not have Microsoft 365, I have OneDrive. Are these two separate? No, they are not separate. I think with your Microsoft account, you can access the OneDrive roof. Okay. So, wow, I'd like to see all of your questions coming in. Thank you so much. We're giving you time to do some, we're giving you time to do some hands-on. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Lena. You're able to copy the link, right? You can just, in fact, you can just copy the link and send to your friends also, can. No problem. It's the same concept as Google Forms. Copy the link and send to your friends, but make sure they can edit it. Otherwise, they can only view it, you see. Yeah. Okay, let's see the one. 365 laptops need any special specs? Oh, wow, that one's done. Able to copy link. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lena. Done. Thank you. Santil Kumar, I hope you managed to resolve your issue. Okay, cannot find SharePoint in OneDrive. You have Kun Chuang, you have to, the SharePoint is in your Office 365. It's not in the, OneDrive is, SharePoint is a separate app from OneDrive. Okay. Let's see. Wow, many chat messages. So I'm just going to look through some of it. Okay. As of any cloud service, that's why, I mean, we like to thank you, Amy. Thank you. If you are done, you can just drop me a note just for practice. In fact, I think in the class itself, in the course itself, right, you will actually be doing a lot more hands-on than this, because this is just a webinar. We just wanted to give you a taste of how it is like, but you will actually be focusing a lot of time on these hands-on in the class itself with your classmates. So that's where the virtual collaboration comes in. Okay, you will actually be given real scenarios or case studies to maybe plan or design or collaborate on something. Then you will have to use these tools. You have to, in fact, articulate or express which tools you will use for which things. Then you carry out you carry out your assignment in class and all that, and the trainer will be assessing you as well. Okay. Okay, let's see. Office.com. Okay, we put one from them. How to find file? You must have files there to start with. Janice, you must have files there to start with. Yeah, have. So you are there, you will have to find the search. Hang on, let me help you a little bit there. You have a lot of files there. For me, I have no files, so one shot can see all. But okay, so Aziz said you need to download from Sharepoint and then edit and upload back again. Should we call it collaboration? I still call it collaboration, but it's I'm a bit more careful in this sense because I don't want to, in a way, erase what my friend has done. You know, it's still collaboration. I feel that because you don't physically need to be in a place, then we can do work on this. You see, so I do my part and I upload, and you can see the latest edits, the latest one that I've uploaded. In fact, in my organization, we create many folders so that we have different versions. In fact, okay, I'm referring a lot more to training documents because for training documents, we have different versions. So we have version 1, version 2, version 3. So version 1, we save in version 1 folder like this. So it's all very neatly done, so we know. Okay, let's see who else. Able to send the doc through a recipient, able to edit edited file. Yes, thank you very much, Aubrey. She says she's able to send. Thank you very much. Wow. So here, able to send the doc through email and recipient able to edit. So edited file is auto-saved in the OneDrive. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, over here. Okay, here we go. So let's do just be mindful of our time. Okay, good, we are well on time. So we're just going to use the next 10 minutes to run through the rest of this webinar. And then also at the same time, I'm going to leave about 20 minutes to 15 minutes or so to later on continue on to answer some questions, because I see quite a lot of questions coming in. So maybe take more time to answer that. So we'll probably try to, let me see how much time. Let me just see, look at your chat to see how good, comfortable you are. Okay, good. I think we are good to move on, and then we can go on to the second one. Let's cover something else more, which is in Microsoft Teams. Hi. Yes, Microsoft Teams, ladies and gentlemen. So you have told me in your word cloud just now, okay, that sometimes you use Word, sometimes you use Outlook, sometimes you use Microsoft Teams. So how does Microsoft Teams interface look like? For those who are very familiar with Microsoft Teams, of course, it's not an issue. When I first started to do training on Zoom and I had to transit to Microsoft Teams, I found it, wow, a little bit of a challenge. But after practicing, you will get much better. Trust me, it's really all about practicing. Okay, so what is Microsoft Teams for? It's really, we see it very much like Zoom, but it does a bit more, because I think the app or this particular Microsoft Teams was designed for meetings, to start with in the first place. Meetings. Okay, so when you want to have meetings in virtual space, you can have multiple small meetings all happening in one Microsoft Teams app. Okay, so it's a collaborative workspace. You can connect with colleagues and streamline all communications on one platform. So for example, I may be a manager managing different projects at one time. So I can set up a different team for each project team in my Microsoft Teams and have meetings with them as scheduled timings without clashing. So it's all done in virtual space. Okay, so if you communicate here, you wouldn't even need to use WhatsApp, because all the messages will be logged there, and you can even you can easily reach out to your teammates on this app. Okay, so it supports online calls and meetings. I'm sure you know by now. We use, but the only thing about Microsoft Teams is because it was designed to be a meeting software in the first place. It's unlike Zoom, where you can see many people at one time on your gallery. In Microsoft Teams itself, you can only see about 9. You can, unless they have changed it. But the latest, based on what I know last, is you can see 9 people, 9 videos, video screens on your Microsoft Teams. Okay, so it's a bit of a challenge if you have a bigger team, right? So you want to see everybody, right? So it's not like Zoom where you open up all your galleries, 40 people all on your screen. Well, Teams, there only randomly 9 people will pop up, okay, on your, but then it can actually be integrated with apps like, for example, your OneNote, your Word, your PowerPoint, your Sway, Forms, your Microsoft Forms, and OneDrive. Okay, so with this being said, let's take a look at this one. What I'm going to do is just do a very quick demo for you. Then I'll give you some time to just try, because I think it's more like to get used to the interface of Teams. Okay, and I want to show you how to maybe you can quickly create your own team and invite people to join your team meetings. Okay, so let's take a look at my Microsoft Teams right now. Just let me pause my screen share right here at the moment. Oh, Kai Sin, don't worry, you are welcome to join us. Hi. The topics itself, don't worry, you will see a repeat recording of this webinar maybe 2 to 3 weeks later on YouTube. Okay, so let me share my screen right now. Whoa, so many questions popping in. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, I will do on my screen share to show you my Teams. Here it is. So I have already signed in, ladies and gentlemen. That's why. Okay, and when you signed in, I already signed in with my Microsoft ID so that you can see here. So let's see here what goes on here. So this is the page that you come in. So if you come to this Teams picture, so basically I'm on Teams now, Microsoft Teams. So first thing first, normally people would do is to create a team. Okay, create a team meaning there must be, it's like create a meeting team. Like for example, I manage maybe 2 projects or 3 projects. Maybe I have project team 1, project team 2, project team 3. Okay, so here I can just click on the create of the team. Okay, this can be used to answer your question, Lena Low. You can download the app, the Windows app, or use the web version. Mine is the Windows, the app version. So maybe you can put a project team 1. Okay, I don't have any people to add in right now. I just want to show how you can create your team itself. All right, so project team 1. Okay, and then click on next. And the team is created for you, and you will need to add members to the team. So you will locate basically the members of your team on this Teams app, and then you add them in, and then after that they can join in your Teams meeting. They will see the teams appear on their own Teams app. Okay, if you didn't add them into the team, they won't see it. Then they won't know that they are part of your project team 1. Okay, so this is the simple way of trying to get you to, okay, so now I just show you I created a project team 1, but I haven't added anybody there. So immediately, ta-da, on my Teams, you can actually see that I have a project team 1, and I can actually add members to I can still edit the team later, add members, add channel. So within the project team, you can still add channel. Add channel meaning you can have different smaller meetings within the team itself. Okay, so you can see on my top right-hand corner of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, there is a meet button. So this is essentially starting a video call with your team member. And that's how you get around Teams. That's a very simple one, how you get around. But of course, there are many other interfaces like send file, because I have nobody to converse with right now in my demo, right? So if suppose you have team members, you can start a new conversation. You can start a new meeting with them. You can send them chat messages. Yeah, you can put assignments. You can basically assign them stuff in the same app. There you go. So if you are using this for classwork or as trainers, you're using this. Okay, and then also it links you to other apps like this. So if I click on the apps portion here, this is what else it can link you to. Okay, so this is my version of Teams itself, and sometimes your interface may look a bit different depending on what device you're using. So basically just play around with it. So I'm going to pause my screen share here for a while. Okay, so everyone, now you try it, okay? Maybe use a couple, 5 minutes or so. I'm just going to do my screen share. Back to my slides. Okay, so maybe what you could do is this. Maybe you can try to see if you can access Microsoft Teams and pretend to create a team first. I pretend. But if you have people to add to the team, please go ahead. I say I pretend because I'm doing the demo, right? Yeah, so you can actually choose to add members to a team, or maybe even start a chat if you already have existing team members. But at least try to get access to Microsoft Teams for the time being, okay? So try it for the next 5 minutes or so while I answer more questions, all right? Okay, let's see the Q&A. Okay, let's see. Wow, I like all these questions coming in. I think it's good because in a way you are really practicing what you have learned. That's why you ask questions, right? Okay, a Chin Ling Kang. Okay, this one. What is the maximum OneDrive storage size? I am not sure what is the maximum actually, but I have seen OneDrive storage size all the way up to 5 terabytes. All the way up to 5 terabytes. I'm not sure whether it could go further, but I've seen it up to 5 terabytes. Okay, so yeah, but I guess, like he says, once we've exceeded the maximum storage, of course, I don't think in this world, nothing is really for free. So it's even for Google, we also have only 15 gig. Beyond that, we need to purchase, right? So, but maximum I've seen so far, 5 terabytes, could be more. So I hope it answers your questions. Yeah, 5 TB a terabyte, so which means, okay, so done. Let's see. Okay, Veron Kwok, what is the difference between this and PowerPoint? So I'm not sure what you mean by this. You mean are you talking about 365 or PowerPoint, or the PowerPoint on 365 or the actual PowerPoint? So if your PowerPoint is Microsoft PowerPoint, whichever version, some of the features will be enhanced if you have a newer version. I think that's the main difference. Okay, so let's see how to create Teams group. So let me show you again. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me reshare my screen. So Bee Hong, Kobe Hong, I just quickly show you. You want to see how to create Teams, right? Okay, well done. So here. Are you in your Microsoft Teams already? Have you signed into your Microsoft Teams, Bee Hong? Okay, so just to recap, all right, so here you can see that I already created one project team one for just now. Okay, so over here, you want to create a new team, just click create, or you already have an existing team, you can just enter the code to join. Okay, so click on create team, then this is where you create your team to get your team. And then remember to add members so that your team members will be alerted to join this team. Okay, so hope that answers your questions. You will have to come to the page where you see this one, join or create a team. Click on Teams, join or create a team. Okay, so let me pause my screen share. Okay, so everyone take a couple of minutes more to practice, playing around with your Teams interface, especially for those who are quite used to using Zoom. Teams interface can be, a little bit different for those Zoom users, right? But like I said, practice makes perfect. Once you know how to use one, you are pretty much comfortable. It just needs a bit of practice to get around the Teams itself. In the meantime, I will just look at more Q&A to give people more of a chance to answer some questions. Yay! See, Aubrey says, I've created a team. I've added one of my colleagues and managed to chat. See? Well done, Aubrey, well done. Is this the first time you're using Microsoft Teams or no? One of our attendees, Aubrey Joyce, she says, no, I think you're quite comfortable with it, right? Yeah. Have you created, so you have been using using Teams for meetings? For Aubrey? Yes. So as you can see, it's really quite common these days. In the past, I think to use Teams is really unless necessary, then we use, but now it's becoming more, all these virtual collaboration tools that we see right here that I mentioned to you are becoming common and popular. And in the course itself, you will be given scenarios to work on. That means you will have to, you are pretending to yourself or in a scenario that you're in part of a team. We give you a case study and then you got to tell us or present to us what tools and how you're going to use the tools to coordinate this meeting and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. Here, let me just take a look. I don't have Teams in my 365, so got to download, right? Okay, so let me answer this live. Hi, Jamie. Yes, you can just click on the website I gave you just a second. Okay, for Jamie, I will just put up for the benefit of those, I will also share with this one. Okay, coming up on the Zoom screen. Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you need the link to go and sign up or go and see more on the Teams, it is teams.microsoft.com. There is a web version. There is also a Windows version for you to download. You can choose which version you want to use. Okay, hope it helps you. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me answer this live. Boon Ki Teo, is it good enough to use the free version or do you recommend a subscription? Free version is only for 30 days. Okay, so of course you want to continue using it, have to subscribe. But when you come to the class, we are not, I think don't be too concerned over the subscription, because in the class, right, I think more importantly is whether you can use the apps or these type of tools to really collaborate properly. And that is where once you see the value of it, I think the subscription part will come later. Okay, I hope this answers your question. And we go. Okay, let's see. Yes, you will have to sign in as a different person if you have a corporate team account, your personal team. I think if it's a different account, definitely you will have to do a separate sign-in. Okay, so let's carry on from here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we're giving you some time to do some hands-on and also to get you all to play around to see. Okay, so what can we do with Teams itself? I've showed you the basic ones, okay? But there's more to Teams that we can do if we have a team on it, of course, because I did show you how to create a team, how to add members. You can add an app through a tab in, for example, a Word document, so that your colleagues don't have to keep on going back into their Office 365 screen to open up the tab. Okay? Joining a Teams meeting. In fact, when I attended classes from other institutes of higher learning, they often use Microsoft Teams. So they will just give you the link to join, you join it and from the web browser. Okay, so you can join it on the web or you can download the Windows version, like I mentioned, to use Teams, Microsoft Teams. Okay, so just very similar like our WhatsApp, right? We add, then the person's name will come out. We know you're mentioning the person, so it works the same way. Okay, so I would also like to dedicate some time to maybe share with you a little bit more about other features of 365 in terms of virtual collaboration. And one of the apps that is very useful is called OneNote. So anybody uses OneNote? Anybody uses OneNote here? I think then you will definitely know what OneNote is. Hi, Richard, you use OneNote. What do you use OneNote for? Jennifer also use OneNote, right? Do you find it useful? Do you find it useful? Not me. Shirley doesn't use. Jennifer finds it useful. Jennifer, why do you find it useful? Why do you find it useful? Can use everywhere. Yes. You can access on any device that you have. It is not restricted to only a physical notebook or whatsoever. Okay. You can type meeting notes anywhere. I think you all use it for meetings. And most importantly, I share you this one because anybody who has been to meetings before know the pain of taking meeting minutes. I say the pain because clearly I don't enjoy doing meeting minutes that much, but sometimes you don't have a choice but to do it. And then you are the secretary, you have to go and put up all the meeting minutes. Oh, so what? It is a digital note-taking app to keep all your notes, plans, and information. You can invite colleagues to collaborate if you want. Okay, same thing like you share your notes and all that. You can, I think this is the really good way for those who have used it, and like people like KX, Jaslyn, Jennifer, Vivian, and Richard, and MJ Lim. They find it super duper useful because you can access it from any device. If you only have, when you go in the meeting, you only have your phone, you can use it through you can access it through your phone. You can insert pictures of files in your notes. You can even make a recording, video or audio recording, and save it into your notebook. Okay, now you can even do that and save it into your notebook itself. And you can insert your screenshot or web clippings. Yes, you can see like all these features that you're typing. KXC can type meeting notes anytime, anywhere. Less things to bring into meeting, travel light. Yes, okay. So let me share with you my OneNote screen now, okay, before I go into the Sway, okay, just to show you. Of course, I don't have any recordings to share with you, right? But it looks like this is pretty much like your physical notebooks, but physical notebook that you write your notes, right? But you got to carry that notebook around in your bag or whatever. But here, OneNote itself, same thing on your 365 account. Okay, we will locate OneNote, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to share my 365 screen for you. So here we go. On the left-hand side of my screen, there is a OneNote. So now this, whatever you save here is automatically saved to your OneDrive. Whatever you create here is automatically saved, synced to your OneDrive. So let's create a new notebook, okay? And maybe put webinar notes. I just put this, webinar notes and create. So there you have it. You can start typing your notes already. So let's say, for example, if you use your phone to record meeting minutes, you can insert your picture, your file, your audio here as well. Okay, on my screen here. Okay, so I need to put a section name now. I put here something, test demo section. Maybe I put something. So, okay, then my notebook is currently empty because I didn't enter anything. So I'm just going to type something. So right now I'm taking notes already. So you can insert like things like your file, this is my demo session, your file. You can insert file attachment. You can insert picture from your camera if you are using your phone. You can insert link. You can even do an audio recording. But of course, your system supports. So whatever you would think, I'm actually, to be honest, sometimes I still like to physically write notes, right? But seriously, I found this much more comfortable if I only have my phone with me. Okay, so that's my OneNote. Okay, so when does all this come in? This may seem like they are separate apps, right, ladies and gentlemen? This may seem like they're separate apps, but they are all very nicely integrated into the whole Office 365 software where you will use it in collaboration. Maybe when you are actually going to run an event or plan something, this is where you weave all these apps together to come up with a very nice virtual collaboration plan. Okay, so I'm going to share back my screen again to share with you the last portion here on Sway, which you'll also be covering in your class on this particular course itself. So Sway is really also another very interesting app here. It actually allows you to create interactive presentations to share with audience with a link. Nowadays, we're all very concerned about content, and content must be interactive and all that, right? It can be used to create brochures, newsletters, reports, and even add interest to any presentation. So most importantly, I think the very key thing is this last thing at the back. You no need to be a very good graphic designer or designer to be able to use Sway. Okay, templates are provided. Templates are provided. So you can follow the template and just add in picture or whatever you want to create a very interactive presentation. Okay, no need for you to be a certified designer or what, but I think it's a lot of websites these days also function like that. Previously, I think years ago, you would have to go and get some HTML presentation certified or whatever to be able to create a website. But now they have some websites like Wix.com and all that who have templates for you to use. You just follow the templates and you can create a pretty decent looking website itself. Okay, so that's for Sway. All right, so we won't be going through much of Sway today due to time constraint, but in the course itself, you will be expected to come up with something on Sway. So you actually put what you have learned in theory into application. Okay, so over here, before we close off for today, I'll do a time check now. It's about very close to 4:45. So I did promise time for Q&A, so I'm just going to do Q&A now. Okay, as for the slide, as the style, please don't worry because you will get to see it again later on when we actually upload the recording of the webinar itself 2 to 3 weeks later after the event. Okay, so let me just do Q&A right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Q&A session. Ta-da! Let's see. Wow. Okay, whatever I think has been answered, probably my colleagues have already helped out too. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, thank you. Hello. Hello, Swan A. Hello, good to see you again. Yes, we did go through a little bit of OneNote just now. I apologize if it's not enough time for it, but we did. But I hope I show you the key features of it and you actually know that OneNote is very useful. Thank you, Swan A. What is the difference between Teams and Skype? Actually, they are both video conferencing platforms, meeting platforms, but I would say Microsoft Teams was primarily really created more for meetings. Well, Skype, I think, is more personal, a little bit similar to your Zoom or Google Meets. Okay, so more questions coming. Let's see over here. First time creating team, just created one, but the system is taking a long time for the team to, yes, sometimes could be you have to check your system requirements, Dockers, and also because Teams is riding on the Microsoft cloud. So if it's on the cloud, sometimes if the cloud is slow, you also slow down, because it's happened to me before when I was conducting a class on Teams. Just suddenly, everything was so slow, and it was not just my laptop, So I thought it was my laptop or my or my internet or whatever. So I switched to another laptop, and it's still very slow. So it's got to do. So the IT guy told me it's got to do with the cloud server as well sometimes, since everything is riding on the cloud. Okay, and here let's see. Okay, what is the difference? Okay, so I've answered that one already. Now, when our 365 1 year is over, can we still log in and retrieve those OneNote we have saved? Okay, based on personal experience, Eileen, based on personal experience, they don't immediately disable your access, but it's good to quickly save a backup copy of those documents that you have stored in the cloud. Because if you decide not to subscribe anymore, okay, for me, I'm a bit more, I would say a bit more cautious in this sense, because I always like to keep backup, even though I can save things to the drive. So I like to keep a backup just in case I cannot access the drive one fine day. So for me, I will do it that way. Okay. So can you share items? We also use it in a Zoom presentation. Oh, sure. Share state items with people who do not have Microsoft 365 and use it in a Zoom presentation. Kyrene, I'm not sure what type of items you're looking for, but you could use Mentimeter even if you don't have 365 account, like what I shared with you just now. Okay, and many much more, like Padlet, some of your friends have shared earlier. Okay. Okay, let's see. I just bought a 365. Oh, great, Priscilla. I just bought a 365 Office from an Apple store. The staff told me it is lifetime use, cost me about 300. Good investment, Priscilla. Make full use of it since you already bought it. Well done. Good job. So that's, I think, good. I think in a way you are really practicing what you use to it. Okay. Because you have your subscription is lifetime lah. For yearly subscription, there is also the choice of yearly subscription. Okay, so let's see what else. Irene, okay, I may have missed out some things early on in the chat, so I just go through one. Microsoft 365 for night class courses. I'm not too sure about that, Irene. So maybe my colleagues will help you to answer that, okay? If they get them to take a look at it. But from what if you are referring to this particular course itself, it's a 2-day course. 2-day course. Okay, let's see. Questions, and we've got, I'll pick up some questions to answer. So leaving some answers for Q&A, leaving some time for Q&A. Okay, now that we do everything online, we subscribe to a VPN. Now that we do everything online and store on cloud, do you recommend that we subscribe to a VPN, and which is the better service provider? I wouldn't know that, Bunki, because to me, I store a lot of things on the cloud as well. But when it comes to company stuff, we definitely if you're referring to company documents, definitely they will have security and measures to adhere to. You will have to access through the VPN. So for me personally, if it's my personal documents, I don't use the VPN, but just to be safe, I store some documents on cloud, but I also have backup copy offline. Okay, as to who is the better service provider, I don't know how to answer you on that because I technically haven't tried all the service providers yet. I hope it helps you there. Yes, Catherine, you asked for the 365 course, which is actually this course of enhanced productivity using virtual collaboration. Virtual collaboration tools, the ones that we are using in the class is mainly Microsoft 365 apps. Okay, so from there, you will be actually using the tools, the 365 apps itself to collaborate, virtual collaboration, and go through the activities in class. Okay, thank you, Catherine, and I hope to see you in some of our classes later on, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. You've joined me since the beginning, right, of today. I think I saw your name earlier on as well, huh? Yes, good, good, good. Okay, these 2-day course have classroom classes. I'm a bit slow. Priscilla, I believe there is, though I'm not sure whether we also conduct virtual classes. We're going to get my colleagues from LearningHub to advise you a bit more than that. It could be there is, or it could be it's entirely conducted online. Okay, so over here, let's see. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you very much. I hope you got the link to the course itself. For those who need the link to the course, our friends can send you in the chat if you ask for it. The course itself is called Enhanced Productivity Using Virtual Collaboration Tools. So I hope this section here on virtual collaboration is actually useful. I mean, just to help give you a little bit of teaser into the world of virtual collaboration. And of course, we are using in this course, we're using 365, but it doesn't limit you. It doesn't limit you to only use 365 for your own virtual collaboration, right? Because once you know how to use one tool, you apply the same technique and use other tools, it's the same. You can go on and use your Google Doc, you can go on and use your Google Forms and all that, and you can collaborate, in so many ways virtually, as long as you are willing to try and practice it. Okay, so over here, let's see. Let me just answer more questions since I still have a bit of time now before I hand over the mic. I've talked so much already. I don't know whether you have gone sick of hearing me talk, but I enjoy answering your questions. Okay, the thing about the webinar is this. We can only have a gauge from how you feel from your responses. So pardon me if I don't respond to all of you immediately because due to the constraint of time. And because some questions are repeated, I'll only pick out certain questions to answer. We do hope we have tried to answer as many of your queries as today. And also another question here. Okay, you say you can record meeting on a handphone and upload to OneNote. How is it done? You go to if you're on your OneNote, you can insert the file as a record. You can insert the recording as a file into your OneNote. Okay, so I hope that you answered that one. Thank you so much, Sui Peng. Thank you. I'll answer a couple more questions in a couple more minutes before I hand over the mic. So let's see. And Puntron did ask a question. If it's a physical class, do I need to bring a laptop for collaboration classes, virtual collaboration classes? The answer is no. Okay, the answer is no, because we will provide laptops for you in class. Okay, you bring yourself, very important. Bring yourself and bring your positive energy and learning attitude with you. And learn as much as possible from the trainer. Okay, yes, then I think the trainer will be very experienced in coaching you on this particular virtual collaboration tools as well. Okay, over here, let's see. Okay, Jasper Liao, any exam for the 2 days course? I'm surprised nobody asked this yet, I was waiting for people to ask me, is there any assessment? Ching, ching, ching. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Otherwise, how to prove you know how to do, right? Yeah, that's the reason we give you hands-on to practice. Jasper Liao, there is an assessment for the course itself. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lena. Thank you so much for joining me also for this particular session. I'm so happy to have you all here. Thank you, Jamie. Okay. Jamie, don't worry. Jamie says she's still finding her way. But try Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Okay. Catherine Teo, yes, you of course, assessment must aim to pass. Yeah, assessment must aim to pass. Okay, here, let's see. I'll pick up one more, just one more. Oh, okay, this is not really a question, but hey, look at one benefit of using OneNote. Our Xiongli Chua, I used to carry the physical handy notepad during meetings. Now I try to use OneNote, replacing the handy paper notepad. See? Yeah, and if you are using the tablet on your OneNote, you can even write, you don't have to type in. So it's really like a notebook, but it's just a digital notebook. Thank you, Xiongli, for sharing that. So good, so good. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. OneNote allows you to draw as well. Yes, Richard, you can draw freehand. So over here, so many. So I will just pick up one more. Okay, thanks for the information link. Yes, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. For those who already have your queries answered, okay, I thank you so much for your time. I apologize if I can't answer all your queries. I have so many questions being posed to me. I tried to answer as much as I can. I hope that you'll pick up something, or you'll pick up something from this webinar or the previous webinar that you have been with me today. I thank you so much for your time here. And most importantly, keep learning and don't be scared of digitalization and all these apps that are in virtual collaboration space that we are doing. Keep your positive attitude like what you did today. And I'm pretty sure you will catch up on all these things that we have told you in class. All right. And we hope to see you again, whether it's physically or in person in one of our courses. And maybe we'll see you in some other webinars to come. But I enjoyed my session. I'll hand the time over to our moderator, host, Karen. Thank you so much. Thank you.